I got interested in social good because I had experience working in NGOs and I studied journalism. So it was a really cool match between my interests. I worked in India at an NGO that worked in a rural region with women's empowerment, and I thought it was a really cool experience. And I had that interest in staying in the nonprofit world, definitely. But my background was in journalism, so I do love doing that. So this was a cool kind of mixing of the two career paths where I got to write about these campaigns and these ways that nonprofits are using technology and social media for social good while staying in that nonprofit world. So working at Mashable is absolutely the perfect mix of my interests. I'm really interested beyond social media. I just like to say in new media. I clearly, since I became interested in journalism when I was in high school, I've seen the industry completely flip on its head, and clearly change needs to be going on in that direction. So I don't even like to say that it's, my interest in social media that drove me to Mashable. It's my interest in what's new and what's evolving that led me to Mashable. And then within Mashable, it was, the social good section was a pretty logical place for me to fall on my feet because of my background working at that nonprofit, and I worked at a couple others before. And I'm interested in world affairs, and I'm interested in politics to some extent, so that it was really, for me, it's the perfect blend of my interests, and I feel really lucky to have a job where I get to every day be finding out about new things that I'm interested in or become interested in. I think that young professionals are really drawn towards social good because we grew up in this era of change. There has constantly, since we've been on the computer, every 2 years there's a new platform that we're using. Every 2 years there's a new technology that we're embracing. And I think that we see how easy it is for the world to adopt change. And that really drives us to think that we all have the ability to take these new tools and to make something new and different out of them. I think the most exciting thing about all the young entrepreneurs that I meet working in social good or working in related businesses that have some good component is that they all come from different backgrounds. It's not like there's a career path to get involved with social good. It's not like there's some college major or some entry-level position that leads you towards this field. Everyone kind of comes with a diverse interest that drives them towards a specific project. So the advice I would have is really, if you're passionate about something, to just get involved and meet people that are working in that area. If you are passionate about, my interest that kind of got me here was I'm really interested in international development. So the best thing to do is to meet other professionals that are a bit higher up in the career chain than you are, and talk to them and ask them what did they do, what do they think is exciting that's going on right now. And if they see something exciting is going on right now, go and learn about it. And that up and coming organization might be a better place for you to start out working, because you'll actually be able to get take a much larger share of the work that the organization is doing than if you started out at some big name where you're pretty low down. You might not actually get to be working with in that, actually doing good component. You might be doing something more possibly administrative. A lot of my coworkers are really active with meetup.org. There's tech meetups in New York. There's social media meetups in New York. Mashable will host social good meetups in New York. So that's a really good way, if you're interested in the intersection of those things, to look up Meetup to find exciting groups of events that you can go and meet people, and they often have really great panels that people present with, and then really are excited to go and meet the people that have come to listen to the panels. So I would definitely recommend checking out things going on in Meetup in your area. So there's absolutely a type of pitch that I like to receive. It has to say my name at the top, because otherwise I assume you have sent it to 6 other people at Mashable, and that's fine. And if it's a pitch that you want to send to several reporters at the same site, I would just like to see that all in one email, because sometimes we'll get duplicates, and we have this kind of ongoing chat room going on, and it's like, oh, someone else already saw that. So let us know if you're sending it to more than one person at once, because otherwise we're, doubling back on something that's already been done. It could be pitched twice, and then the editor is wasting their time. The second thing I would say is that keep pitches short. I don't need to read, a 10 bullet pointed list. If I'm interested, I'll ask for the 10 bullet pointed list. It's really great if the person writing the pitch says, I see that you're interested in this, and they actually have a story that they're talking about, because at Mashable, at least, we're writing about up to 5 stories a day, and often they're not really something that I'm interested in. So I'll get pitches that it's like, I see that you're interested in online security, and it's like, I really have written about online security maybe once out of hundreds of stories for Mashable, so I'm just not the person to send that to, and it just doesn't, it shows that you did a Google search and found my name next to the word online security. So if you can actually research the person that you pitch to, that's always, we always appreciate that. So when I'm writing 3 to 5 stories a day, I'm not thinking about what I'll be writing 6 weeks in the future by any means. I might, start an email, but I can't keep track of it that far in advance. So 6 weeks is definitely too much. I would say 1 week is a pretty good amount of time to send it out and say, even if it's an embargo and you don't have the completed press release, you still do have the gist of the news. So if I got a message kind of a week in advance and it's like, so this nonprofit is going to be announcing this for this day, so I know the time I know when I would need to get the story up, I can pretty much determine whether or not I'm going to want to be taking the story, and I have a week to kind of schedule myself around that, because I do try to schedule my interviews about 3 days to 5, a working week in advance. So that is really helpful to definitely have that time to kind of plan out in that sense. 3 things people don't know about me. I spent a good deal of college studying languages, so I speak and know a lot of alphabets. Like I could read probably 5 alphabets or 6 alphabets. Which a fun fact about myself I always say is that I've never met someone with a shorter name than me. My full name is 6 letters. So something that a lot of people don't know about me is that I am a really passionate cook. I cook I bring lunch to work every day. I bring a breakfast that I make. I make lunch. I love to host my friends over for dinner parties because I love to cook and make new meals for people, but I actually don't know how to follow recipes.